The Tuesday, April 18th, 2023 meeting of the Jasper City Council is now called to order. We will start with the invocation by Carter Reed and the Pledge of Allegiance by Cole Carter. Please rise. Carter.
Dear Lord, I thank you for today. I thank you for all that you've given us. I thank you for bringing us here together to honor the wrestling team. I thank you for the councilmen and councilwomen. And most of all, I thank you for sending your son, Jesus Christ, to die on the cross for our sins. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, Cole.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Carter and Colt and Jonathan Allen for putting them on the spot. I appreciate that. Y'all did a great job. Item number 2, consider approving minutes of the regular meeting held April 4th. Do I have a motion and a second for that?
I'll make a motion.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes?
And yes. Item number 3, Kathy, are there any amendments to the agenda?
No, sir.
In that case, do I have a motion and a second that we approve the agenda as written?
Second?
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes?
And yes. Recognize members of the Jasper High School wrestling team. Mayor? Part of it, they said you were gonna wrestle one of them now.
Council members, we have in our presence this morning champions. 2022 Alabama State 5A Wrestling Championship. With us, we have members of the wrestling team, coaches, administrators, and family. And let me say, we're so pleased that all of you are here. Let me extend to you, on behalf of the mayor's office and on behalf of the council, congratulations for such an outstanding performance. And council members, what I'd like to do is share with you some of the accomplishments of this group, and then I'd like to ask Coach Otis to come with us, read the proclamation, and make the presentation. 26-7 dual record. Region 3 duals champions. Alabama High School Athletic Association 5A duals state champion. Defeated Tallahassee High School 38-33. Alabama High School Athletic 5A Northern Sectionals champion. Alabama High School Athletic Association 5A Traditional State champions. Individual awards, Cole Carter, state champion in the 195-pound division. Ethan Caldwell, state runner-up in the 132-pound division. Jamie Burnham, state runner-up in the 182-pound division. Cortez Samuel, state runner-up in the 113-pound division. Carter Reed, third place, 160-pound division. Garrett Caldwell, fourth place in the 145-pound division. Antonio Nash, fourth place, 126-pound division. Sounds to me like it was in a Jasper event. That's what we like. At this time, I'd like to ask Coach Otis to come up and as I read the proclamation, and we'll ask all the team to join us. It's a certificate of recognition issued by the Jasper City Council. And let me read the recognition. This evidence of recognition is hereby bestowed upon the Jasper High School wrestling team for winning the Class 5A Duals State Championship, the Class 5A North Sectional Championship, and the Class 5A Traditional State Championship, as well as numerous individual awards from the state tournament in Huntsville, Alabama for the Vikings. The Jasper High School wrestling team has exhibited a great deal of natural ability, character, and an outstanding spirit of dedication, enthusiasm, and hard work are to be highly commended for their accomplishments. And I, as mayor of the city of Jasper, and on behalf of the Jasper City Council and all the citizens of this community, do deem it an honor and privilege to present to the Jasper High School wrestling team this certificate of recognition and wish them well in their future endeavors. Wrestling team, if we can come forward, we'd like to get a picture with this recognition and proclamation. We've kind of
7th, 8th, 9th
fit our
grade,
way in
taking
here.
In the front. 7th, 8th, and 9th grade taking in the front. Might have to be 10th grade too, depending on how much room we got.
Man. Coach, you got a turnout for the team.
We got a turnout. You know what it is?
That's fantastic.
Slide forward there. You ain't in the back. You want to go 10th graders down there? Everybody in there?
All right, guys.
Good?
Ready?
Thank you, folks. Coach, I will present this to you and any comments that you'd like to make.
We want to thank you guys, thank the city of Jasper, thank you for the council for recognizing these guys. Obviously, a huge accomplishment for the team. Us as coaches couldn't be more proud. We got the best kids in the state.
Let me say this, as mayor, I've gone ahead and reserve this council meeting next year for the same purpose.
We might as well do it again.
Hey, Coach, I gotta ask, which is more stressful, the duel or the traditional?
Oh gosh, the duels was a lot more stressful for me just because I felt like there was a lot more strategy and things that, heck, when we got to the state tournament, these guys knew what to do at that point. We just had to not ruin it.
You just say wrestle
That's
at that
wrestle
point.
and not mess them up. So
That's interesting. Interesting. That's
Thank you.
great, guys. Thank you. Mayor, you got another proclamation, or we'll let the wrestling team go. It's no fun to stay here. But
gotta get them back to class.
yeah. Thank you guys for coming.
Council members, each year at this time, we present a proclamation for Arbor Day. I don't think we have anyone here to receive the proclamation, but it certainly something that's important on a broad scale, and I'd like to read this proclamation. Whereas in 1872, the Nebraska Board of Agriculture established a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas trees can be a solution to combating climate change by reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, and providing habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. Whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. And whereas the city of Jasper has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation and desires to continue its tree planting tradition. Now therefore, I, David P. O'Meara, Mayor of the city of Jasper, Alabama, do proclaim April 18, 2023 as Arbor Day in the city of Jasper. And I urge all citizens to support Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. And council, I call your attention, if you've driven through town in the last few days, we've had a fairly significant planting of trees headed up by Main Street, and I know those trees will grow just as the proclamation points out. They add beauty to our city.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you. I forgot to mention, we have two council members gone, as you can see. Willie is president of the Alabama Park and Rec Association. He's at a meeting, and Jennifer is at the League of Municipalities meeting. So that's why they're gone. Item number 7, consider approval of event permit for Home and Garden Show. Kaitlyn,
Good morning.
morning.
I just have one to present for you this morning. It is the Home and Garden Show that Justin Harbin with Harbin Team LLC is wanting to do. They're wanting to do this at Harbin Park over on 6th Avenue from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on May 13th. And they are wanting to block 6th Avenue South from 17th Street to 18th Street.
You've heard Kaitlyn's recommendation. Do I have a motion and a second that we approve the event?
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
And yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kaitlyn. Item number 8, Assistant Chief Tucker, consider approval for travel for Sergeant Patton and Officer Hannah West to attend SWAT training.
Yes, this is embarrassing. Again, we didn't get this on the agenda last meeting. This is already, they've already been. This was for
They've
April
already
9 through
been.
April 14. But yeah, we're requesting approval for out-of-town travel. It's budget neutral. I can go ahead and say that they're now SWAT operator certified. They did really well.
I'm not gonna argue with that training. Is there a motion and a second that we approve the training for the 2 officers?
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
And yes.
Thank you
Thank
very
you. Item number 9, we've got, Jessica, you've got the next 2 items. Item number 9, consider request for permission to send bids for installation of tennis and pickleball courts. I guess it's mainly pickleball at Swann Gym, right?
Pickleball.
Pickleball. So,
Yes, sir. Good morning.
morning.
Council members, for item number 9, I request permission to send bids to repair and install tennis and pickleball courts at Swann Gym.
You've heard Jessica's recommendation. Is there a motion and a second we approve the bid, the permission to send for the bids?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes. Item number 10, Jessica.
Council members, I request permission to send bids to repair and install tennis and pickleball courts at the AP Howell Park.
You've heard Jessica's request. Is there a motion and a second that we approve the sending the bids?
I'll make it. I'll make the motion.
Have a motion
Second.
and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes.
Thank
Thank you, Jessica. Item number 11, consider adoption of budget amendment 2022-23, number 12. Kathy?
And council members, this budget amendment is ready for your approval today, and it provided funding for some added parking that was needed at Gamble Park, and it was $12,000.
And I know the city workforces did most of that. Do we have a motion and a second that we approve the budget amendment 2022-23-12?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
And yes.
Thank you.
Item 12, introduce mid-year budget amendment 2022-2023. Kathy?
And council members, would like to go ahead and introduce our mid-year budget amendment. And if you take a look at it, I do expect we're gonna have some added revenue from trending information so far this year. And so I'm recommending that we add $500,000 in the area of revenue from sales tax, ad valorem, and business license. That will bring our total budgeted revenue up to about $33,755,000, and that's about a 3% increase over last year's revenue. The remainder of that budget amendment is quite lengthy, so I won't go over it. But when you get a chance to take a look at it, it's really just lining up line items within each department's budget to better match their trending so far, not really so much of adding any additional revenue to any department, as all of our department managers are within their budget at mid-year. So this is just an introduction at this time, and this has been sent out also to our department managers for their review.
And then that's an introduction, and also, Kathy, you've got item number 13, introduction of another budget amendment, 2022-23-14.
And council members, this particular budget amendment was a result of Friday's work session, where you heard a request that the Jasper Area Family Service Center was in need of redoing the plumbing in that facility, and we would like to help them with a contribution of $5,000 in added revenue, or added expenses towards that project. And also, we heard a request from Russ Smallwood and Stacy, where they ran into an issue with the grading at Apex Park was not included in the actual bid that was sent out, and this would be an additional $21,000 to provide the grading necessary to install the base that's needed for around the playground equipment. And also, we heard a request that we needed to add some additional fencing, I believe, at Gamble Park as a result of some safety issues that was called to our attention, and that was $12,000. So we're recommending that come from your community improvement funds that's set aside for park improvements.
And these are both introductions, so 22, 23, 13, and 14 will be voted on at the next council meeting. Kathy, you've got the next one, introduce an amendment to the alcohol ordinance.
Yes, sir. In Friday's work session, we also discussed the need to do an amendment to your alcohol ordinance to provide for ownership changes that occur to businesses really more times than we might think. And in addition to that, we're also looking at the need to provide a nonprofit special event retail liquor license. Both of these changes model the state code and is provided by the ABC board, and we would just like to bring that same type of process into our alcohol ordinance so that we're all on the same page when it relates to ownership changes and the nonprofit special event retail liquor license. And this is an introduction. Russ will put that together for us, and hopefully we'll have it maybe at the next meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. And this just prevents us from being in conflict with the state laws. It matches up. So,
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Item number 15, Mayor, comments from the mayor.
Council members, let me say thank you for approving item 9 and 10 on this agenda. Over the last, and you know this because it couldn't happen without your approval, over the last couple of years, there's been more money spent on enhancing and expanding recreational activity opportunities, I should say, than has ever been spent in the history of this city. What I know today is going to be more money spent in the future than ever been spent. And you know, we know, and I thank Ms. Short for her keeping me abreast of what's going on with pickleball, and Jasper is mirroring the country, as Ms. Short just, and what this facility will bring, and what we're doing coke oven and bring. And the point that needs to be made, I read our Facebook comments, and it seems there's those out there that are ill-informed. What we have in this city is public facilities. What does public facility mean? It means anybody can use them. It doesn't, you're not restricted if you live on the east side of the city or the north side of the city. We have public facilities and anybody can use those. These are going to be significant adds to our city. There are other things that are being worked on. And another thing I'm extremely pleased about, I shared with this with you on Friday in the work session, that you know this, I'm a strong proponent of making your own way. Grants are good, but you can't live on grants. You got to make your own way. And I shared with you some things that we've been able to do with our investments that will defray a substantial portion of the cost of the two items that we just talked about. I'm proud of that. I hope you're proud of it. And again, I want to emphasize that we have public facilities. These facilities, when in place, will be public facilities. Anybody can use them. Again, thank you for that approval.
Thank you, Mayor, for the update. And yes, when you're talking about the investments, it's going to, like you say, really help pay for these new facilities right there. So that is great. Item number 17, or 16, I'm sorry, received comments from the council members. Any comments?
Well, personally, I'm very grateful to see the investment in the pickleball courts. There's been such an outcry from the community and tremendous support, and I'm really grateful to this council and the mayor for seeing this through to completion. We've still got a ways to go, but we'll get there. Thank you.
We're going to have a nice facility in one of the nation's most rapidly growing recreational sports. Item number 17, receive comments from the audience. Please step to the podium, and immediate action will be taken.
Good morning. My name is Greg Ferris. Looking at this agenda here about the pickleball court or the tennis court, I didn't see a court that was on Frisco, not on here. You know, they have tennis courts over there also. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here about sports officiating. I am one of these sports officiators that call multiple sports for Alabama High School. And so far I was planning on bidding on a couple of the sports for officiating, but looking at the bid sheet, I noticed that the city already have a set price for the sports. And I'm trying to figure out how did you come up with that without knowing how many teams that you will have for those sports. And right now, our baseball association didn't have enough umpires to take baseball, so they came to me, which I am over softball, but we also have baseball and softball officials in that sport. And right now, with baseball, not counting your 5 and 6, 7 and 8 baseball, we will be over that bid almost with what we have, you know, and somewhere that I don't know, look if the city here or whoever's in charge of them are pricing, checking with Park and Rec to see how many games actually you have. Right now they have 65 games. 65, and that's not counting administration a signing fee. You know, and that little 9,500 will be gone so fast, and I feel like it'll be again, you know, because of that. You know, and I'm trying to figure out, well, for that reason, I won't be bidding on those two sports, basketball nor baseball.
And Kathy, that'll be something you'll watch to see if we need a budget amendment or how we do them.
Yes, sir, and we'll get with Peter too and discuss the issue, and if, you know, I certainly know Greg, and we can talk about it as well.
Okay, great. Appreciate the input, Greg. Thank
Oh, we
you.
get Alabama High School gave us a raise for next year, see, and
Mhm.
that's not included. Travel is not in there, so, you know, that's
Yeah.
why we asked for a higher price, and I've been told it was too high right now on our baseball price. That's what they charge out in the county, so.
Got you.
Let us get together and we'll talk about it.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments from the audience? If not, is there a motion and a second that we adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Yes?
Yes.
And yes. Meeting adjourned.